Welcome to Martins Monday Moanings, where I moan on a Monday. The weather's been super bipolar in Joburg in recent weeks. It's been crazy. It's been hot, then it's been cold, etc., etc. I don't mind that. I adjust. I dress in layers. I bring a jacket. Just. Single biggest issue with the crazy weather, other than it making women crazy. I take that back. It's not true. It's a joke. It's a joke. The weather doesn't make women crazy. They do that all by themselves. But my biggest issue with the weather changing is that when you have a hot day immediately after a really cold day, is that now you're playing a little game of hide and go reek. Get what I'm saying? Someone's going to smell bad when you're in the checkout line at a grocery store. You're at Checkers, and there's someone that's going to smell bad because it's a hot day straight after a cold day. And you know that's the person who in winter covers up with extra layers so you can't smell them. Now, trying to figure out who's the person with the bad smell. You know, I didn't go reek. And that's my biggest issue with the weather being so all over the place, is that those smells come out and they catch you. And they're going to catch you in a day when you're in a bad mood. And there's nothing worse than smelling someone's body odor on a hot day. Ugh. The only thing that could be worse, and I alluded to this last week talking about the expansion of technology, and now technology's gotten so far that everything's being filmed all the time. What's going to happen in life is you're going to fall over. You're going to fall over at some point, and it's embarrassing. It's absolutely the worst part. It's the worst part. It's so embarrassing. And nowadays, you fall over and you immediately look around. It used to be you'd fall upstairs or something, trip, and you look around and see if anyone saw. That was your first concern. But now, it doesn't even matter if like 2, 3, 4 people see you fall over somewhere. You don't care. It's not that embarrassing because you're looking for cameras. You're looking for security cameras, dash cams, people filming stuff on their phone. If they caught you falling over, you're on YouTube tomorrow on a fail army video, and that is by far the worst part. If I got hit by a car today, I'd be less concerned with my injuries or if I'm going to die. I could be lying in the hospital bed dying. I just got hit by a car. I'm going to die in the next few minutes, and be concerned with if it was being filmed or not. It's so embarrassing. Imagine getting hit by a car. Your girlfriend sees it. She's like, yeah, but why do you fall like that though? You know? So put off because you felt awkward and funny. That's way worse than the injuries, the fall, is the embarrassment. The embarrassment of falling over and being filmed and being on the internet, immortalized forever as the guy who fell over. That is way worse than the injuries. You know, earlier this week, I rewatched a couple episodes of Friends. And the one thing that I picked up for the first time is the theme song to Friends is just not that good. It's just not a great song. And almost every person on the planet loves that song so much. I'll be there for you. Not good. Not impressed. Does not tickle my fancies. It's just the nostalgia as people are like, oh, I feel good. You know, it's the show that I like. I'm going to see my friends. Because we don't have real friends anymore with technology. We're friends with people on the internet. Like maybe it's people that you actually know, but you're not friends with that person. You're friends with their Instagram account, right? I think it's the same thing with TV shows like Friends. It's like, oh, you feel like these are your friends and going through their lives and stuff. And you hear that song, it's like, oh, I get to hang out with my friends. That's the only part you like about that song. Don't argue with me. It's not a great song. It's just you hanging out with your friends. Hanging out with your American friends. With your friends with an American accent. Remember a while ago, there was a short time ago that the South African accent was voted the sexiest accent in the world. The sexiest accent, an Afrikaans South African accent is the sexiest accent in the world. Really? Have you not heard French? Have you not heard a French person struggle through English? It's amazing. It's the best thing. A French person who barely speaks English is so much sexier than any other sort of person speaking English ever. They don't even need to get the words right. It's just that much hotter just because it's French. It's by far better than, hey, how's it? Can you imagine that? Hey, how's it? Oh, wow, that's sexy. Where you from? Where Maybe it is for people from Europe. Hey, how's it? How are you? Are you doing lacquer today? Swoon. Never. I can't imagine it's the sexiest accent in the world ever. Don't believe it for a second. I don't believe it for a second. I came across an article, as much as we're talking about accents and stuff. I came across an article from a reporter, Douglas Rushkoff, journalist. He's like a tech journalist for The Guardian in the UK. And the article's headline is The Super Rich Preppers Planning to Save Themselves from the Apocalypse. It's a really long article, and he goes on about how cool he is, and he's a Marxist, and, you know, he has one article. Sometimes a combination of morbid curiosity and cold hard cash is enough to get me on stage in front of the tech elite. This is after he says, I don't usually respond to their inquiries. Why help the guys ruin what's left of the internet, much less civilization? Still, sometimes a combination of morbid curiosity and cold hard cash is enough to get me on a stage in front of the tech elite, where I try to talk some sense into them about how their businesses are affecting our lives out here in the real world. That's how I found myself accepting an invitation to address a group of mysteriously described as ultra-wealthy stakeholders out in the middle of the desert. Ooh. So now this guy is too cool for the ultra-rich people that are paying him to go speak to them about tech in the future. So he says, he goes on to explain that he's like now meeting all of these ultra wealthy people in a small room, no stage. He's not addressing a huge audience of people. It's like 5 or 6 people in a room. And he says the single question that occupied the rest of the hour is they knew armed guards would be required to protect their compounds from raiders as well as angry mobs as they prepare for the apocalypse. One had already secured a dozen Navy SEALs to make their way to his compound if he gave them the right cue. But how would he pay the guards once his crypto was worthless? What would stop the guards from eventually choosing their own leader? Now, I'm not saying that this guy from The Guardian, Douglas Rushkoff, is lying, but he's lying. Why? So now the perception is he's this tech expert and he's a futurist, so he sees what the future is going to hold. And now these ultra wealthy tech billionaires are preparing for an apocalypse of some sort. And this was in the news a short while ago, where like Jeff Bezos and Mark Zuckerberg, Elon Musk are building bunkers. Do they know something we don't know? No, they're just rich. That's just rich guy stuff. It's just what... Listen to me. I am lucky enough to know many, many ultra wealthy billionaires. I know many of them. They're dear friends of mine. I call them up regularly. And they're like, Marco, you know, what's with all this news about us building our bunkers? And it's because they don't understand. This is just rich guy stuff. And when the news asks, do they know something we don't? Do you not know enough? Is there not enough going on in the world right now, with whether it's global warming, pandemics, wars, in, you know, conflict in Ukraine and Russia, and all these sorts of things? Is that not enough for you to be a billionaire and have more money than you can spend to build a bunker? Just build a bunker. Like, it's just what it's just rich guy stuff. You know? Stay close to me. I'll keep telling you more about what rich guys like to do. But they're definitely not consulting some tech futurist journalist about how they're going to survive. Why? What's this guy's tech future element going to bring to them in terms of surviving some sort of apocalypse? Have some sort of psychology or some sort of securities expert consult you. Why this guy, this journalist? Is he lying? Is he a Marxist who's trying to like make us all hate the ultra wealthy? Yes. Do I think we should hate the ultra wealthy? No, these are my friends. These are my close friends that I spend a lot of time with all the time. I was thinking about something else this week because it's a hot button for people. And I think people are feeling very lost in relationships and things like that. And I was thinking about how people cheat and why people cheat. And I think that obviously a lot of the focus is on men cheating on their girlfriends and wives, going and having sex with other women. This is common. We know this. This is not new information to anybody. This is something that's happened all the time for the longest time. Is it worse? Who's to say? We just didn't know what people were going through or doing in the past because we didn't have social media. Now we just know it. Is it worse? I doubt it. I doubt it's any worse. But then you see women cheat too. I'm not saying that women don't cheat sexually, but do they cheat that much sexually? Do they go have sex with other guys or women or whatever they do? Do they do that? No. How do women cheat? Women cheat when they laugh at another man's jokes. If you're a woman and you're dating a guy and you're laughing at another guy's jokes, you're cheating. You're cheating. Why is this guy at work so funny? Don't come home and be like, oh my word, Jim at work was so funny today. How dare you? How dare you go home to your boyfriend or husband and tell them how funny Jim at work was today? That's despicable. That's how women cheat. You're laughing at other guys' jokes. You're a cheater. You're a dirty cheater. That's been Mark and Martin's Monday Moanings, where I moan on a Monday. Good luck with the rest of your week.